Hey there, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon fans. This is Wesatron. Today we're going to be taking a look at Art Asylum's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon Lien figure. This came out, I think, around 2008, if I'm not mistaken. Same time as the Limu Bai that we reviewed before. They were actually in the same series. And this is the same, like, really large style box that Limu Bai came in. I'm just going to back up a little bit so you guys can see just how big this box really is. I mean, it's probably twice her size, so I don't usually like a whole lot of waste with box packaging because I'm not a box collector, so it seems a bit much for me. But you can see down here, it's got her name. The box is sticking to the background. It's got her name, and it says, "With Green Destiny, Sword, Case, and Broadsword." In the movie, she actually calls it a machete, but in the West, we know them, I don't know what they're called over there, but in the West, we know them as Tai Chi broadswords, and that's this large sword right here. So you can see there's a huge diorama there in the background. Great designs over here, nice coin design there. Dragon, tiger, oh, now I get it, that type of thing. Over here, we've got a lot of credits for everything, similar to what NECA likes to do. Just get a quick view of that for anyone who's interested. There's a lot of credits. Hopefully you guys can see all that. If not, make sure you put it in HD and it should be able to be seen. On the back, it's pretty much the exact same back as Limu Bai's, so just check out that video if you want to see that. Let's get her out of packaging and see what she's like. Here's Lien out of package and with her base assembled. We got the same kind of instructions as we got with the last set with Limu Bai, although hers is a lot easier to assemble. There's only, like 6 steps. So basically you just set a few parts together, and then the table actually just sort of rests on top of the 2 cases there. Like these 2 parts, this table is just kind of sitting there, so you can move that if you want. And then the sword display stand up here is separate, and then the case is separate from it. So it actually comes with quite a lot of parts. The mystery for me is exactly what this is. I don't really remember it from the movie. It's hollow, well, semi-hollow, like on the back there's space in there. But basically, it doesn't say anything about it in the instructions, and there's no pictures of it in the instructions. But on the back of the box, they just have it kind of sitting there. But they also have like another piece of wood or something sitting in front of it. I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be. If anyone has any clues about Chinese history or anything, you want to tell me what this is, or you just know from the movie, please let me know, because I am stumped on that one. Not sure. So the base is really nicely detailed. It's actually got a nice little wash on here to bring out some of these details. So it's not just solid, like a solid gray chunk of plastic here. There's some kind of lighter gray in there. You can see the wood back here has got a little bit of a wash on it. Let me take her off for a second. There we go. Now you can see the background there. It's got a little bit of a wash to it and everything. So very nice details all over this thing. Everything's got a little bit of paint detailing on it, one type or another. The box looks astounding. They did a great job. It's, I think, molded in black and then has the wash that went down into the cracks. Either that or molded in white and then dry brushed, but looks really nice. There's a nice, I think it's a dragon pattern there on the top. Very cool. Sides are all detailed. Bottom is just flat, so not a big deal. Sword stand. Pretty cool. They actually painted the little knobs on the drawers and stuff, so very nicely done. I assume these are some kind of ancestral thing, but I'm not positive on that. But the box is cool. It's not hinged, but the top does come off, and inside you will find the Sword of Legend, the Green Destiny. It doesn't lay completely flat, the lid, once you've got the tassels in there. I would bet if you were to take the tassels out, it would lay much better, but, I mean, who wants to do that? But maybe I can just leave them poked out the end here. Let's see if I can get it to lay any better. A little bit better, yeah. But then you've got tassels hanging out of the end of your box. How absurd. Tassels out of the end of the box. Good lord. The scabbard is very nicely done. Kind of that deep chocolate color that it had in the film. And then very nice ornate work down here. Very, very nice. I'm not sure about all the sword parts on Chinese swords. I'm not really sure what they're all called, but very, very nice work on them. They did a nice little bit of weathering and stuff to make it look like old steel. The Green Destiny itself, you can see the like jade details on it. Very, very, very nice. And then the jade on the end there, and then of course the tassels. And if you remove the sword from the scabbard, because it does remove, it's got all those great designs they had on it in the movie. Very, very nice. They did a great job. I mean, this is a tiny, tiny sword. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, to have this much detail on it is pretty phenomenal. Yeah, I dig this quite a bit. I'm definitely going to be giving this sword to Lien Bai. It's one of the reasons I bought the set, but after watching the movie again, I also realized how much I really do like Lien. She's freaking awesome in the movie. So let's go ahead and get all this extra stuff out of the way, and we'll take a look at the figure. So Lien also comes with a couple other accessories. She's got the same jade coin that came with Lien Bai. So very nice detailing on the back there with the symbols. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, No Desire, Without Restraint. And then the Art Asylum logo on the other side. Like I said, this is, being jade, they have that really nice kind of quality of being able to be used as like a backdrop, as an extra accessory, like a plate or something. Just something sitting in the background, very cool. She comes with one set of extra hands rather. One extra left hand. It's kind of a chopping motion. So if you wanted her, when she was having her hand-to-hand fight with Jin Yu, then there you go. And then this other one, which is kind of at an angle, almost like a stop type of thing. Or I don't know, some kind of martial arts. I'm not sure at all what kind of martial arts, but very cool. So those are easy to swap out. They're just on a peg system. And you yourself, Lien, I think it's Lien is her first name. So Lien looks pretty good likeness to Michelle Yeoh. That's her name, right? Yeah, Michelle Yeoh. Very, very nicely done. They did the hair very, very well. The only thing that's a little strange is they try to add some like brown accents here in the back, and they come out in the hair as it comes out of the bun. And I'm not positive if that's like something that was actually there. It seems strange because it almost looks like a detail, like a painted detail that they wanted to do, but they only did it in one small spot. But it may be that she actually had like a ribbon wrapped up in that part of her hair or something. So I'm not sure on that, but it's a little strange. But the detail is pretty good. Like it's not a perfect likeness to her, but it's certainly not bad. Very, very nicely done. This is her gi that she was wearing, I believe, during her first fight with Jin Yu. Very, very cool. They got all the right colors in there. The kind of a burgundy look to her lining, as well as the blue and the dark purple to go with the lighter purple. And you can see this isn't a flat purple on her uniform either. They actually did some brushing on there just to give it a little bit of a look, just to make it look like it was being worn. Very nice job on the sleeves here. This is all hard plastic through here, but then when you get down here, there's a separation, and they've glued on a piece of rubber here so that this will actually retain articulation in the arms. Now, I have heard that these will break down over time because they are very soft rubber, but I obviously haven't experienced that yet, so hopefully if I keep mine in sort of a neutral pose, I won't run into that too badly. The wrappings on her wrists are all really well done. They've got some nice paint detailing there. Nice dark purple sash. Get out of the way, sword. Nice dark purple sash. Focus. And there we go. Again, the very soft rubber here on the skirt, which is kind of flared out, I guess by design, so she can do like maneuvers like that and stuff. But back is the same deal. Very soft. And it is interesting. There's actually like 2 layers there, so that's kind of cool. Pants have very nice creases and detailing. Very, very nicely done. Wraps again look really good down here on the ankles, and those kind of swivel around because they're rubber and they cover up this joint here. And then the shoes, very nicely detailed also, kind of Bruce Lee looking shoes, sort of similar to what Lien Bai was wearing, I guess. So detail wise, very nice. Looks like the actress, and well done. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to also mention her broadsword here. Tai Chi broadsword has got kind of a curved blade to it. Sort of scimitar-ish, but very nice. They did some paint detailing on it, as well on the pommel. Very, very cool. Or on the hilt, I'm sorry. Let's see. Hilt, pommel, I think? I'll figure it out. Just very nice work overall. It really looks like brushed iron or steel, so cool stuff. Articulation-wise, she's a little bit better than Limu Bai. She's got the same ball-jointed neck, so it's jointed at the base. Very cool. Some nice tilt action and stuff. Down about that far, up about that far. Swivel hinges in the shoulders, and there's nothing to hinder them, so they can go all the way up if you choose. And swivel all the way around, of course. If I can get it to swivel. There we go. And then she's got swivels. It feels like a Hasbro swivel hinge joint in the elbow. It bends there and then rotates left and right. So I can't really see up in the sleeve to see exactly that's what it is, but it feels just like her shoulder joint. So that's already better than Limu Bai right there. It's just having the elbow, because he doesn't have an elbow on either arm. And then swivel wrists. And she's got swivel waist, swivel hinge hips. They go forward and out to the side. Limu Bai, I believe, has swivels in his thighs, but she does not. So that's one drawback to her. They designed her knees with this curvature, which is great because this is a really simple way to get more than 90 degrees out of your leg. So if I put the leg straight down, you can see it's got slightly more than 90 degrees. This is a trick that play arts used to use before they went poopy, to get a better range of motion out of a single pin joint. So that's pretty cool. And then she's got swivel rotation down here at the bottom, and also ball jointed feet. So she can kind of put her feet out at angles and still stand flat footed. So that's kind of nice. They're not like super ball jointed, but they'll do the job of getting wider stances. She's not going to fall over very easily. So this figure I paid $25 for. I got it off Amazon, so shipping was free. And I would say for everything that she comes with, like I didn't want to pay more than $20, but with everything she comes with, she really is a good deal. Let me put Limu Bai in here real quick, just so you can kind of see how their scale works together. Oh, isn't that just lovely? So, yeah, $25, you get that huge base, you get 2 weapons, you get the box, you get extra hands, you get a really well-articulated action figure. I would say $25 is like nothing. That's a pretty good deal for the amount of figure that you're getting. The Mattel sets for Young Justice included comparable things with not as complicated bases or out-of-scale bases, and they were about 22 to 23. So 25 for a really solid action figure from a few years back that's harder to find now is perfectly acceptable to me. I dig it. Oh, and just if anybody wanted to see, there's him with the Green Destiny, Limu Bai, with the Green Destiny sword, looking pretty awesome. So it's the only way you can get it is in this set, unless you find like loose parts somewhere. But I think that's pretty cool to actually have Limu Bai with his signature sword, the legendary sword that they talk about like the whole movie. So that's pretty awesome. That's a nice way to get you to buy the set, I guess. And it worked because I bought Lien, and she looks great. Even if you're not into the movie, just having a martial arts figure around, it's rare to have just like a standard martial arts looking action figure, and even rare to have a female one. So pretty awesome. Highly recommended. $25 is what I paid. $30 is probably still a pretty okay deal. It's just up to you what your budget can afford. So thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, please just throw them in the box below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And thanks to all the new subscribers for stopping in. I really appreciate you guys. So that's it. Talk to you later. Bye.